The strange story of Japan's cat island, Aoshima. Imagine a place where cats rule the world. No, this isn't the plot of a science fiction movie or a children's fairy tale. This is the real island of Aoshima in Japan, where the furry four-legged residents outnumber humans by approximately 6-1. Welcome to one of the strangest and most charming places on Earth, where ordinary logic is turned upside down, and cats are the true kings and queens.
The history of Aoshima begins quite ordinarily. This tiny island, just 1.6 square kilometers in area, located in Japan's inland sea, was once a regular fishing village. In the 1940s, the island's population peaked at about 900 residents. But then came a dramatic turn. Fishermen brought cats to the island to combat mice that were attacking their silkworms. Yes, besides fishing, the islanders were engaged in silk production. This seemed like a reasonable solution. But no one foresaw what would happen next. The cats, finding themselves in an ideal environment with minimal predators, began to multiply, and multiply, and multiply.
While the cat population thrived, the human population of the island began to decline. Young people left in search of jobs and opportunities on the mainland. By 2019, only about 15 permanent residents remained on the island, most of them elderly pensioners over 65 years old. The cats, on the other hand, increased their population to more than 100 individuals. The math is simple and surreal. For every human, there are approximately 6 cats. Imagine a democracy where cats had the right to vote. Humans would never win a single election.
Daily life on Aoshima is defined by feline habits and schedules. Morning begins with feeding, an event that can only be described as controlled chaos. Local residents and volunteers bring out food, and a sea of cats of all sizes, colors, and personalities converges from everywhere. Cats here aren't just pets, they're the masters of the territory. They sleep on abandoned cars, bask in the sun on fishing boats, hold meetings on roads, and take siestas on doorsteps. They enter homes through specially made cat doors and even occupy entire abandoned buildings. One elderly island resident, Mitsuko-san, shares, "I no longer try to sit on benches in good weather. That's cat territory. I know my place in the island hierarchy."
The strange situation on Aoshima remained a local curiosity until 2012, when photographs of the island began spreading on the internet. Viral videos of hundreds of cats running to the caretaker with food garnered millions of views. Suddenly, this tiny island, which few people knew about even in Japan, became an international sensation. By 2015, the number of tourists had increased to 200,000 people per year, all coming to see the cat island. For an island with no hotels, restaurants, or even vending machines, this created both opportunities and problems. Local authorities were forced to increase the number of ferries traveling to the island. Enterprising residents began selling cat-themed souvenirs and offering simple snacks to tourists. One elderly fisherman, Taro-san, laughingly admits, "I've been fishing for 60 years, but now I earn more selling cat keychains to tourists from America and Europe." The world has gone crazy.
Aoshima has transformed into a cultural phenomenon extending far beyond tourism. The island has inspired manga, anime, documentaries, and even video games. In 2019, a renowned Japanese director filmed a romantic comedy on the island called Cat Love, where the main characters meet amidst the feline chaos. A famous Japanese designer created a clothing line inspired by the organized chaos of Aoshima. Philosophers have written essays about how the island represents an alternative model of species coexistence, where humans adapt to animals rather than the other way around. Even in the gaming world, a popular simulation called Cat Island Tycoon emerged, where players manage the island's development, balancing the needs of the cat population and the tourism industry.
But not everything is perfect in this feline paradise. The sudden popularity created serious problems. Veterinary care on the island is virtually non-existent, making population control a challenging task. Volunteers regularly visit to conduct spaying, neutering, and treatment programs. Ecologists are concerned about the impact of so many cats on local wildlife, especially bird and small mammal populations. Tourists sometimes disturb the peace of both the cats and the elderly residents of the island. Hiroshi-san, an 87-year-old longtime resident, sighs, "Sometimes I can't tell who creates more problems, the cats or the tourists photographing them. At least the cats don't ask me to pose for selfies." What awaits Aoshima in the future? The scenarios are diverse. Some see the island as a model of ecotourism, where people can observe a unique ecosystem without disrupting it. Others fear that when the last elderly residents pass away, the island might become the world's first fully feline sanctuary. Local prefectural authorities are considering plans to create a small cat sanatorium with permanent veterinary staff. Animal protection groups propose declaring the island a protected area with limited access for tourists. Whatever happens, Aoshima will remain one of the strangest and most charming places on the planet. An island where cats are not just pets, but full-fledged citizens and masters of the territory.
The story of Aoshima reminds us that sometimes the strangest places arise not by plan, but as a result of unforeseen consequences of ordinary decisions. One simple choice, bringing cats to fight mice, transformed an ordinary fishing village into an international attraction and flipped the traditional hierarchy of human and animal. In a world where humans typically dominate and shape the environment according to their preferences, Aoshima represents a rare example of the opposite, a place where people have adapted to the preferences of their furry neighbors. Perhaps this is the real charm of the cat island. It's not just a cute place for Instagram photos. It's a living reminder that sometimes the best thing we can do is step back and let nature take its course, even if that course includes 100 cats occupying your bench. What other unusual places, created by chance rather than intention, exist in the world? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to learn about our next episode, where we'll tell you about a city in Spain that hosts the world's largest tomato fight every year. This is Tale Weaver, where the strange becomes fascinating.